Hey, Kayla, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. It's September 13th,
Yeah, which means that it's like September.
mid September. Something great happened this morning. You probably don't even know it. I
Uh,
opened all the doors this morning. It was beautiful.
can't believe it.
70, I think it was like 71 degrees this morning, 72 degrees. That's a
Yeah,
beautiful morning.
yeah, I'm really excited for these cool mornings.
What time did you wake up today?
Uh, 7?
Okay, I was gone kind of early this morning. Hey, did you notice anything different about me this week?
Um, um, you were a little off.
A little. What was wrong with me?
Oh, you're sick.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Did you did you notice?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah,
You hardly saw me. The only time you saw me was when I took you to school.
yeah.
Other than that, I kept away from the family.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't keep away from those flour tortillas though.
Well, today I finally ate. So I had lost 7 pounds. So today I'm like, I gotta make up. Yeah, it was a rough week.
Were you that sick?
I was that sick. You guys didn't even really check in on me.
I think we should celebrate you being better with Froyo.
But yeah, so I didn't talk to you much on the car rides.
Yeah,
Um, I didn't hang out with you at night. I tried to hang out with you one night. You were like, just sleep. You need to be asleep.
yeah.
So anyway, it was a rough night. It was a rough week.
Yeah, you were sick.
Yeah. How was your week?
My week was good. On Monday, I went to dance. I went to Gotta Dance for the first time. I went to a new dance studio.
What did you try out?
So I did 4 classes. I did contemporary. It was like a contemporary slash improv class. And then took ballet, and I took turns and leaves class, and then I took a jazz combos class.
Are you gonna sign up for which ones?
Oh, I don't know yet. I got to figure that part out.
Okay. I think you said you were not gonna do ballet though, right? Am I
Well,
right or
I
wrong?
might have to, because it's like some
Combination.
yeah, sometimes you have to because ballet is like the core of dance.
Oh wow. You know that there's some. I'm gonna give you an assignment. There are some professional athletes. Herschel Walker comes to mind that use ballet in their training.
Yeah, it's ballet is like yeah, it's good.
Some professional boxers as well took advantage of ballet for because everything comes down to footwork, and if you can do
Yeah,
ballet,
yeah, ballet is a lot of footwork.
what else happened this week?
There was a lot of things that happened in the world.
Can you tell me one or two?
One, Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
That's right.
The second, there was a girl who was like stabbed to death on a train.
I think that was lit. That was that this week, the
I
Ukrainian.
think this week was when. Yeah, I thought it was this week.
Okay,
There was another school shooting in Colorado, right?
Colorado. Yeah, I was so out of it that yeah, that I felt like I was fighting for my life, but I was keeping up with all that. It was a very difficult week in that
Yeah.
sense. The Ukrainian girl that was really sad. She sat there and she she's just she's a refugee and some guy just had a mental breakdown. Ugh.
Yeah, it was really terrible.
So I want to discuss this with you. I want to discuss like seeing those things. How does a 14-year-old? We'll get to that. Like the anxiety. What does that bring to you? We're gonna discuss that a little bit.
Mm.
Um, anything else? I do want to say one thing real quick. The way you addressed the Charlie Kirk situation with me was really impressive. I was impressed by you. Just good job on that.
Thanks.
Um, anything else?
Like world-wise or just like me
Is just
personally
anything in
wise?
school? Did you guys discuss 9/11?
Yeah, my marketing teacher kind of talked about what he was doing in his day, and we watched a video on my math, but that was kind of it.
Y'all watched the video of 9/11?
Like a recap and everything. Where were you on 9/11?
Um, have you heard that song? Where were you?
I've never heard that.
Um, Alan Jackson. Yeah, Alan Jackson. I think sang a song. It's a really powerful song about 9/11. Uh, on 9/11, I was actually working in an Air Force base, and I at the moment I was working on a top secret project, and I was in a top secret room. It's a room kind of like that has half the size of this room, and you go in there and it's all locked and it's dark. And I was working. I was locked and loaded. It was first thing in the morning. It must have been like 8 o'clock in the morning, and the phone rang in that room, which it never rang, and I answered it, and all I was told was you need to come upstairs. You need to come upstairs. Shut everything down. You got to come upstairs. Um, okay, so I did that. I went upstairs, and all my coworkers, everybody actually in the building, but we were contractors. We weren't military. We were there to build software,
Uh-huh.
and all my contractors, all my coworkers were standing around a TV, and the first uh, plane had hit the building, and so we're just kind of it was kind of confusing. We were like, okay, a plane flew into a building, and we're just kind of watching it, and you know, back then we didn't have these nice TVs. We had not really good TVs, and so we're just kind of watching it. You know, it's not high quality TV, but whatever. We're watching it, and as we're watching it live, a second plane hit a second tower, and it was like a different feeling. Like we knew we were at war at that moment. I didn't know what that meant. My boss started crying instantly. She was crying so badly because her son worked at the World Trade Center, and he had just quit his job like 2 weeks before.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, and she kept yelling, "This is the next." It reminded her of when of Pearl Harbor when we were attacked like that, and then another airplane went down, and then another airplane went down, and I'm on an Air Force base, so the alarms are going off like it's go time, and I don't know what to do. We're contractors, and so we were kicked out of the Air Force base. Everybody who was not military got kicked out. Um, you just went home and you were just so scared, like what's happening. We were confused. Like, what do you mean we're being attacked by who? Who's attacking us, and why? I was so naive back then, and I just remember that night. Bunch of us, like, I mean, we're just watching TV all day and trying to figure out what's going on. And then at night, like it was just such a weird feeling because like you're attacking us. So I remember I went to a bar, and this was the first time, and I don't think it'll ever happen again, where we were the United States of America. Everybody was an American. There was no immigrants. There were no illegal immigrants. You come for one, you come for all, and we were all ready to fight. And it was such a odd moment, but it was a powerful moment. And if you listen to that song that I just told you about, it talked about like when we get a black eye, we're gonna end it. And we were all ready for war. Every single American, we were very united as Americans for many months after. And I don't think you'll ever get to experience that again. I think we're in a very divided country now. I think we have 50 individual states now. We don't have United States of America. We have states of America. Sad. But anyways, um, you there was a lot of stories that came out, right? And there was one where people got to there were some passengers that took over a plane because they knew they were going to die, and why kill more people on the ground. And I remember there was a story from that plane. One of the guys called home and asked questions, and they were like, "Yep, other planes have been hijacked, and they killed people. They went into some buildings." And he told his family goodbye. And the lasting, I don't want to cry. Hold on. Okay. The last thing the wife heard the husband say, he told the other passengers that were like, "What do we do?" They were thinking about what they're going to do. The last thing she heard her husband say was, "Let's roll."
Our marketing teacher told us about that.
hmm And so they're the ones that took over the cockpit, and I mean they weren't able to fly the plane, so they crashed in some field in Pennsylvania. But
But
uh,
they were able to save more lives,
oh
right?
yeah, I mean we don't know how many, right? Because they could have gone into, we don't know which building was next. I think that airplane. Oh, I don't want to say false information, but I think that airplane was headed towards the White House. I think. I mean, because one went to the Pentagon, right, and that fourth one was supposed to go to like the White House or something, which is kind of hard to hit because you're gonna get shot down by jets. But you don't. If you're an American pilot, American jet pilot, you don't want to shoot down your own American plane, but you're gonna have to. Whew, can you imagine doing that?
No.
So she wrote a book, the wife. It's called Let's Roll, and I read it, and I'm gonna cry again. So the wife said that they were Christians, and she says, "I'm gonna see him again, just not today, but I'm gonna see him again." So she went on for her Christian faith. So those were the kind of stories you listen to, and then 3,000 Americans died, and those are 3,000 different stories, right? Kids being raised without their dad, who was a fireman, a cop. It was hard. It was hard. Anyways, so look at the shirt you're wearing. Where'd you get it from?
Uh, I don't know. It was in the garage.
No, it's in my closet or in the
No,
garage.
it was in the garage.
Okay, so that's
Um,
one of the Air Force shirts. Can you show it to the camera, maybe? I don't know if you can. What does it say? Planning. Anyways, I used to collect shirts preparing for warriors for combat. Preparing warriors for combat. Yeah, so I would go to a lot of these. So after 9/11, I got really gung ho with my, our project, our top secret project, because it was used for the war that came. And so I would go to all these Air Force bases and I would install the software. It was actually a flight simulator, right? So it was hardware and software, but I built the brains of it, right? It was a lot
mhm.
of physics and algorithms, and I built the simulator. And so I would meet these Air Force members, and I would just like, hey man, I respect you guys so much. I wish I could be there with you all fighting. They're like, no, keep doing what you're doing. So I lived the military life, even though I was not in the military. That's probably why I still have the same haircut. But everywhere I would go, they would salute me, and I flew C1, I flew at MH-53J. They wanted me what it was like, because I was simulating all that. They were showing me all that. So, anyways,
That's really cool.
yeah,
Although I can't imagine how scary that would be.
that day, or
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was a tough time. Um, yeah, George Bush was a president, and I just remember everything about it. Like it was 24 years ago, but it was something that I'll never forget. I'll live with that. We lost a lot of Americans that day, but I think the world learned that if you mess with America, you're gonna get hit back, and you're gonna get hit back hard, right? But there's pros and cons to that. But yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
I know. Sorry about that.
Wow. That's my gosh.
Yep, I have a lot of pictures in case if one day you want to see the stuff that I built. Actually, the stuff that I built, it's out there. I've Googled it before. It's out there,
That's
and
cool.
built it, and I moved on. I moved on to other projects, and um, I spent to simulate wartime missiles, bullets being fired at you, whatever. I had to go into what's called a vault a lot, and I would just watch videos, top secret videos of like what it's like. It was interesting. Your dad lived a very interesting life.
That's cool.
Don't live that anymore. Now I'm the father of two beautiful girls, and just write and make videos and
Yeah.
anyways. So, did you come up with? We're going to South Texas in 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
2 weeks. Your grandma is beyond excited. Have you come up with 3 things you want to do? I gave you an assignment. What'd you come up
Yeah.
with?
I came up with things. I want to go to South Padre Island and I want to see where you and mom got married.
Okay.
And I want to go. Um. Oh, the place. It was like I want to go to the mental institution.
So, I know what you're talking about. I think that was I made that stuff up. I think I was lied to. It was a hotel. It was called the
That's
Delta
not
Lake.
even remotely close.
Well, so the problem was that it was a hotel in the 1920s, and it was a luxurious hotel, and then eventually it was not a hotel, but you had a building, and there was always this big building there, and the rumor was always that it became like a mental institute. I didn't find any evidence of that. I'm pretty sure that half the stuff that was told to me as a kid was a lie. Pretty sure about that.
Pretty sure too.
But not much exists of that building. But you want to go visit it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what she's talking about is a place called the Delta Lake Hotel. They call it the Jewel of the Delta. Delta Lake is in Monte Alto, Texas. It's a small, very small community, very small town. At one point, it was very fertile, and it was they were trying to market the land to investors back in the 20s. So they built a hotel. It was a famous people stayed there. Um, and it's a big building that's just like in the middle of nowhere. It's crazy. And so, obviously people think it's been haunted and all that, but it's actually privately owned now. And I've spoken to the owner and she would give us a tour.
Really?
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
So we'll visit that.
Okay, I like that. And then I want to go to what's it called?
Delias Tamales.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Delias Tamales.
Yeah. And then when we see Debbie, I'm excited to go to her house because she can have her Halloween stuff up and she goes all out for Halloween and we'll get to see Rocky the bear. That's the bear she decorates every holiday. And I'm excited to go to her house.
She does have a big thing called the bear, right? And she, okay.
Decorates it for every holiday. And then me and my dad, when we go to Texas, we're going to get matching belly button piercings.
I thought we were going to get a teardrop tattoo or our last names in the back.
We can do both.
We can get our English swan last name on our neck. Um, okay, I'm not. We're not gonna get our belly buttons pierced, and your dad should never get any kind of piercing whatsoever.
No, we're going to get our belly button pierced, don't worry.
If you get yours pierced, it is a result of you getting all A's this semester.
And if you get yours pierced, it's because I got mine pierced.
Trust me, you do
No,
not want.
Dad, we have to twin. You have to get your belly button pierced with me.
Whatever. So I kind of want to I like the fact that I mentioned to you one dumb thing that did growing up, and I said we could do this every day the rest of my life because we did that many dumb things. Now when I have another one for you. When I say we did dumb things, well, I say we because collectively I didn't do that many dumb things. I did do dumb things like I'm missing a thumb for a reason, right? There's a reason why half my thumb is gone, but um, I was reflecting on the fact that like man, we did so many dumb things, and I'm surprised that none of us got hurt. And then I realized that's not true. We did lose a friend. But the story I want to tell you today about dumb things that we did was in Delta Lake. While we're talking about Delta Lake, my uncle took us fishing there, and I remember he bought us. We had these tri hooks. We put stink bait on it, and we went to Delta Lake, and I don't even know what we're trying to catch. I've never eaten fish before, unless it's Silver John Silver's, whatever it's called. And we weren't catching any fish, and my uncle found this spot where they're called compartments, where water is just kind of flowing just fast, right? The water's kind of like pressed out to irrigation, so there's these compartments, and it's deep. It's if you fall in there, you're not gonna live, 100%, right? And my uncle thought it would be a good idea for us to fish there, and so we all climbed on top of like this bridge. It was a man-made. I mean, they're all man-made bridges, but it was like a concrete pillar, and we just stood up there and we just fished, and we would just drop the lines in the water, and fish were just coming out. We caught like 33 fish in minutes, and we were so excited, but it was really dumb.
That's such a bad idea.
And there was like, I don't know, 5, 6 of us and an adult. And I look back and I'm thinking, why did my uncle take a bunch of 8, 9, 10-year-olds to do that? Like it, at 8, 9, 10-year-olds, we fall down just walking on the sidewalk. I cannot believe we would climb up. There was these steel handlebars. You would climb up. You get on top of the little cement bridge, and you sit there and you just put your fishing rod in there. And if you caught a fish, you would come back down with a rod, give it to the uncle. He would take it out.
Wait, so you guys are just up there without your uncle?
Yeah, yeah. He was probably too big to even go up there. I mean, it was that dumb. And we would cross over each other to get to the other side, and you catch a fish, and you get out, and you one hand is on the fishing rod. It was the dumbest thing, and the reason, like I tell you these things, because I don't want y'all to do dumb things.
That's like common sense though, not to do that.
Yeah, you would think, right?
Who approved of this? Who?
My uncle and I, he rest, may he rest in peace. But I wish I would have gone back. Like, dude, what the hell, bro? Like, what were you thinking? And also, Delta Lake is where I learned how to drive a stick shift, which is the worst place to learn because you're driving by water, which is, I'm like, there's water there. Anyways, so I thought, like, man, I'm just glad none of us died. Well, there was a 13-year-old when I was 13. He was 13. He actually went into the water. He went into the water on his own to get something having to do with fishing. Like, it was called a bopper. And he went into the water to get a bopper, and he never came out. That was the most tormental thing as a 13-year-old. You're watching your buddy in a casket. Like, it was, we all went to the funeral. It was tormental. It was just the worst thing to witness. Like, yeah, we made dumb decisions and there was dumb consequences. And I hope you kids never. So when you're gonna, let's go scooter ride to Taco Bell. I hope you guys are smart about things y'all do, right? Because, oh, which reminds me, I have a new dicho.
Mhm.
Dicho, a Mexican saying. But this came to me when I picked you up the other day. So I pick her up every day from school, and we're always trying to beat our fastest time home. Everything I do is a competition for time.
Mhm.
And I think the fastest I've been able to get her home is in 16 minutes from the time the bell rings to the time she's in the house. And so I'm always trying to beat it. But there's a lot of variables, right? And I can't be trying to speed things up during when there's kids walking everywhere, right? But anyway, so I picked you up
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh, if I can get to this light fast, we can get home, we can break the record. And I was going to speed it up. And I remembered a dicho that my grandma would tell me. And the dicho was this. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Es mejor perder un minuto en la vida que perder la vida en un minuto. Which means it is best to lose a minute in life than to lose a life in a minute. So I'm trying to break our time by a minute. And in the process, I'm like, wait. It's okay if we lose this 1 minute. It's not worth losing a life in a single minute.
I like that. I like that. That's a good quote because that's a really good quote.
Because sometimes we're trying to, I'm always
Yeah.
trying to do more and more.
And there's kids crossing that street.
And I was about to do it. I'm like, it's not worth it. The dicho, es mejor perder un minuto en la vida que perder la vida en un minuto. You gotta learn Spanish.
I take French.
You have anything you want to say in French?
Uh, uh, jamais de footing. That's what you could say. Say that. Because you like running. Say that. Because you like running. Say it.
Je n'ai pas, je n'ai
Jamais.
jamais.
I
The,
forgot.
the thing about French is the words all connect, right? Je n'ai is I like, right? Or whatever you're trying to say.
Jamais. I like
I like.
to go running.
So
To go
we
jogging.
we talked last week about, I want to talk this week about things that are stressing you out, you girls out. You mentioned some things that you stress out about, not finding a good job. You stress out about living paycheck to paycheck, uh, things of that nature. You're not finding a good man. Can we talk about those things?
Yeah.
Can you remind me what things stress you 14-year-olds out?
Me and Lexi, we were talking about
Lexi and I.
Lexi and I. My mistake. We were talking about how we worry about living paycheck to paycheck, not like finding a job that pays well, not being successful, our husbands deciding they don't like women anymore.
Okay.
It happens,
I'm.
okay?
I've seen the guys out there. I'm nervous too. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna say it. Look, there's not a lot of good men out there. Go ahead.
And
Not that I'm just saying.
and I think those are what we've said. Was there anything else?
Those were good. Can we talk about when you say not finding a good job? How do you even know? Like,
Not finding a job that'll pay to support a good lifestyle.
okay, so all those things are relative. Relative means okay. So it depends what you consider a good quality of life, right?
Not living paycheck to paycheck.
So the American dream, where you go to college, you get a good job, you buy a house, all it is becoming kind of unrealistic. I agree. I remember my first semester in college, I took 16 hours. It was $436, which is nothing, right? Any parent out there knows that your kid going to college 16 hours is no longer $436. So there's concerns about how much does college cost. There's concerns like, is it a return on an investment? Um, those are things that we're going to address as you age, right? Yeah, I mean those are massive concerns. The first house that I purchased, which was a really pretty good home actually, and it wasn't that long ago that I purchased this house. I don't know, in the 2000 and whatever it was, um, 1999, 2000. I don't know, like 25, 20 years ago, whatever. It cost me 99,000, 99,000, and it was a good house. It was a really good house. And then when we actually moved to Arizona, I'm going to share some numbers. When we first moved to Arizona, um, the housing, the country had collapsed. Everything had fallen apart. The economy was terrible. So when we moved here, um, we bought our first house here, which was a shocker for it was like 204,000, right? The one that we lived over there. So we bought our first house for 204,000. That we thought, well, let's go buy another house because they're so affordable in Flagstaff, and we bought one in Flagstaff for also around 200,000. Those houses now, both of those houses are in the 400s. And that was not that long ago. This house, um, because your dad was really good about it, um, what it's worth now, we bought it, what, 5 years ago?
Mhm.
What it's worth now, we paid for half of that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
But
so scary.
so um, there's a big push not to get too into calculations and all that. There's a big push in this country right now that they want to lower interest rates, lower mortgage rates, and everybody, current administrations like we got to lower the interest rates. I'm over here like, oh, that makes me so nervous because when they lower interest rates and when they lower them fast, the prices of houses shoot up. And I think that by the time you're ready to buy a house in this area, you're going to need about $1 million to buy a house, which is compared to the 200,000 that we bought just when we moved here in 2012. So we probably not going to live in this part of Arizona. We got lucky. You guys, mom and dad will. I don't know about you guys. Um, so all those things. But I have a different plan for you and Kylie. So don't have to worry. But I get it why you guys are worried. I mean,
Mhm.
um, so looking for a good job, right? And that's so complicated, right?
Mhm.
Living paycheck to paycheck, and then finding a good man that's gonna not turn gay. Those are. Let me ask you, what do you think us parents worry about?
Um, having a lot of things, but having a child who like fails in life and have like a daughter who a kid who turns out like insane or not normal or like
Oh wow.
mentally insane or fails in life or ends up on the streets.
I was gonna say this. I really just have one goal for my children, my two children. I've always had this goal. Okay, it's really simple, and I'm sure every parent. Well, no, that's not true, because I'm not gonna live through you girls, right? You don't have that pressure. A lot of men trying to live through their boys, whatever they try to live through their kids. Yeah, I'm good. I've lived my life, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you want to give me grandchildren, I'll take them. I got you, girl. I want some grandchildren, but there's whatever. I just want one thing, and if that happens, then yes, if my daughters are happy, and but to be happy, here's the thing, right? Because I know that that's a big happy, and then underneath happy, there's a lot of things. For me to be happy, I need to be healthy. I need to be financially sound. I need to have a good partner in life. I need to have hobbies, right? So, yeah, I know you guys are going to have hobbies. You guys already have tons of hobbies. I know y'all going to find good men. Uh, I know y'all will always have good friends. You guys are really good with friends. Um, and I know you're going to have financial success. I'm not worried about those things.
Mhm.
And both y'all are mentally pretty strong.
Mhm.
So, does that make sense? Why I say if you're happy, right?
Yeah.
Now here's what I've learned about that. Okay, are you with me?
Uh.
This is an interesting story because I've had conversations with people, and they think they're happy. That's the scary part. I tell you I used to have polyps, and um, when you have polyps, you can't smell. When you can't smell, you can't taste.
Mhm.
And so I used to eat food because that had really profound flavors like frozen pizza or cinnamon toast crunch cereal, right? And so like I would eat that. I'm like, man, I'm happy with this food that I'm eating. I lived by myself at that time. I was a single 20-year-old man. And then they fixed my polyps. They were gone, and I could smell and taste everything. And the first day I ate that cereal, I'm like, oh shoot, this is nasty. I've been eating this.
Mhm.
Wow. And then lunch came around, and I had frozen pizza. I put it in the oven, took it out, and I ate. I was like, oh my god, this is terrible. I've been eating this, right? And so I don't want people get shielded in life and think they're happy, but really when you take the shield out, you're like, oh shit, I spent my life watching sports on TV or gambling or whatever. So, anyways,
Mhm.
um, what do you got planned? Anything coming up this week?
No, I don't.
We got dance Monday.
Do I?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know either.
We have another high school football game on Thursday. It's
Ah.
not on Friday. It's on Thursday.
Oh, makes sense.
I have a question for you.
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna watch the boxing match for me tonight? Who's fighting tonight?
Um, me and Kylie.
No, who's boxing tonight?
Me and Kylie.
No, Terrence Crawford is going to challenge um, Saul Canelo Alvarez for the title.
Is
This
that
is going to
good?
be viewed by over 100 million people.
That's a lot of people. Oh my
It's
gosh.
free on Netflix.
That's crazy.
So, do you have anything else before we hang up? Before we call it a night?
Thanks for watching.
Like I said, we're having a great time having these conversations. We're hoping you guys are enjoying these. We're trying to challenge you guys, or trying to encourage you guys to have conversations. If it if it's resonating with you and your kids, or you and your parents, vice versa, let us know on some comments. Uh, please follow us, subscribe to us. We really appreciate you guys. We're trying to get this movement going.
Uh huh.
We look forward to Saturdays, and this is really fun for us. And I keep learning a lot about Kayla. Before we go, is there anything you've learned about me in this process?
I have learned a lot about you.
Tell me.
Well, every day, every episode, I learn something new, and you tell me new things. Like I didn't know where you were on 9/11, and I didn't know all these things you did, and I didn't know that you had like a buddy who died, and I didn't know like all these things.
Oh, good. There's a lot. Your dad has been through a lot in life. There's a lot of chapters in my life. Again, we thank you guys. Have a good one. Enjoy it. Take care.